being from a different country and coming into the United States, I really wanted an environment where I could interact with other students and really form bonds in community as well as excel academically. And Western provided that, bar none.
The state colleges and universities provide that promise to the future by developing a population that's informed, intelligent, and questioning.
For 50 years, AASCU has provided advocacy and policy support for its members as they strive to offer students accessible, affordable, quality educational opportunities that enrich both individuals and their communities. GIs returning from war, African Americans seeking new opportunities that emerged from the Civil Rights Movement, women finding their collective voice in the 70s, and first-generation students seeking a better way of life through higher education. All of these groups and more have found access and opportunity in America's public colleges and universities. To deliver America's promise, public colleges and universities must be accessible for everyone. GIs found access to higher education in record numbers as they returned from war and went to work in their communities. Today, AASCU members serve more than 420,000 members of our armed forces in communities all across the country.
I think CUNY is a good fit for me because it offers lower cost education, but it still has the same benefits as any other college would give you. I found CUNY actually was accessible to get to.
At no time was the issue of access to education more top of mind than during the Civil Rights Movement. AASCU members, led by historically black colleges and universities, provided educational opportunities to African Americans at a time when other institutions fought integration efforts.
I believe that it's an obligation of the public college to reach out and make sure that its doors are open and accessible for all children. Minority children were not able to get an education in any other facility other than the historically black college or university. And in fact, minority schools now still play, in my opinion, a significant role, and I hope that we all appreciate the need for preserving and enhancing those schools.
AASCU members are remarkable in their commitment to providing student-centered education. For women seeking higher education and broader career opportunities, AASCU schools provided nurturing environments that encouraged and allowed them to dream bigger than women had dared dream before.
When I arrived, I always felt like, the world was mine. I just had to choose what I wanted to do and what I wanted to study. But certainly the world was very different. There were traditional roles or traditional careers for women, in the late 70s. And basically, I didn't experience at University of Northern Iowa any barriers in that regard. I remember one professor in particular. She was a symbol of so many of my professors. They were focused on the student and on the student's learning, not on themselves, not on their own egos. It was always around wanting to do the best so that a student would learn, so that they would have every opportunity afterwards when they graduated.
Southeast Missouri State has supported my pursuit in higher education by how the staff is affecting me personally. The teachers here want to see you excel, they want to see you graduate, they want to see you get A's and graduate with magna cum laude or summa cum laude. And I also have an awesome advisor. She probably gets emails from me every 2 to 3 weeks about a schedule that I'm thinking about. It hasn't even happened yet, but I'm already worried.
Today, non-traditional students, minorities, and first-generation college students who may have felt resigned to blue-collar jobs are seeking higher education in growing numbers. AASCU members are providing the opportunity for these students to realize America's promise.
I come from a family of mechanics and carpenters and plumbers, and I'm the first person to actually get a college education. A lot of that had to do with the mentality at that time that if you're Latino, if you're Hispanic, then there's a better chance that you're going to be able to get a job as a blue-collar individual as opposed to going to college. And in this day and age, you really need a good college education in order to be successful. I think at a school with smaller classes, you really get to know the teachers, and teachers get to know you very well. So when it came down to letters of recommendation to get into medical school or higher education, they really knew about me, and they were able to write the good letters and really get me to where I wanted to go.
Community. It is that word, that idea, that AASCU members have promoted among their students and their peers for decades. AASCU schools contribute to vibrant communities through their contributions of time and resources, as well as by ingraining a sense of civic obligation in their students. Truly, they are woven into the fabric of their communities, creating opportunities for everyone to succeed.
Student-focused institutions are entirely different. The question is not what can they contribute, it's they're a part of the community. They're woven into the community. They're inseparable from the community that's around them. The value of a college education is, well, on one level it's very simple. I mean, we all know the statistics about the earning power and the need of our economy for better educated people, and that's simple and easy to understand. You know, but that broad understanding of the world around you, the ability to walk down the street and understand events and places and people in context. Those are the things you get in college that are far beyond just the benefit that you get in a paycheck. The advice I would have for a new freshman today is to think of yourself not as a student but as an entrepreneur, and to look around you, look at all the tools that are available. You know, look at the campus and its environment as just a place where you can make things come true. So I wouldn't think of it so much as classes and books. I would just think of it as a very vibrant and frothy place where you can build something for yourself and for your community.
Having that college education makes you a better person and a better citizen, because now you can participate in your community. So I truly believe that getting an education betters the world.
Together, we are just getting started.